Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. Today is finally the day to start the Tiraspol campaign on the Soviet side. Tiraspol, August 21st to 29th, 1944. In an almost exact rerun of the Stalingrad campaign, the Soviets are striking the Romanian forces guarding both flanks of the German 6th Army. Having established a bridgehead across the Dniester in the spring, Stavka intends to use it as a springboard to punch through the Axis front, then unleash mechanized forces in the gap to link up with the 3rd Ukrainian front coming from Yash in the west. So this is the campaign description on the right here. August 20th, 1944, the Soviets take the Axis troops in Romania completely by surprise with a devastating strategic offensive. In only a matter of hours, the front is broken in multiple places. Left quiet all summer, the most capable Wehrmacht forces of Army Group South Ukraine have been urgently rushed north to reinforce the crumbling defensive lines in Poland and Belarus. Therefore, when the Red Army strikes in late August, there are almost no reserves left to prevent a breakthrough. Despite the desperate resistance of several German and Romanian formations, and the spirited counterattack by Greater Romania Armoured Division, nothing could stop the Soviet juggernaut from rolling into Romania. Within 2 days, both flanks of the German 6th Army had collapsed, with Axis units pushed back in disarray. Having been surrounded once again, the second destruction of the 6th Army was swift and complete. August 20th, 1944 became Black Sunday, as the Third Reich suffered some 250,000 casualties in total on this day. The successful Soviet offensive also resulted in a quickly sprung coup d'etat by King Michael I, with Romania switching sides, joining the Allies, and taking up arms against their former Axis comrades within days. Too late to intervene, Hitler had lost the valuable Ploiești oil fields and the critical military support of a large ally. So the Soviet forces have the 37th Army, the 57th Army, the 46th Army, and the 5th Shock Army, and the Axis forces are the 3rd Romanian Army and part of the 6th German Army. We are, of course, going to be playing on the Soviet side, so we're hopefully going to be creating those large breakthroughs ourselves this time around. Let's jump on in.
In the middle of August 1944, with heavy fighting raging across the Eastern Front, and the Red Army in Poland drawing more and more German reinforcements into combat, the next strike was being planned by Stavka. The target? Romania. Taking advantage of the urgent redeployment of most German armored units from the southern flank to reinforce hard-pressed defenses around the Polish capital, the Soviets mass huge forces in front of the weakened German and Romanian troops guarding the frontier. Stalin's objective is to knock Romania out of the war with one devastating blow. On August 20th, the 2nd and 3rd Ukrainian fronts launch a simultaneous attack in the Jassy and Tiraspol sectors. Striking hard at the sectors held by the Romanians, the Soviets aim to envelop the reconstituted German 6th Army, rebuilt after its destruction at Stalingrad. These unfortunate German soldiers now find themselves trapped in an encirclement eerily similar to their infamous defeat 2 years earlier.
The 3rd Ukrainian Front forms the eastern pincer of the German 6th Army's planned envelopment. Commander, we have 2 main objectives: the major transport hub at Tarutine to disrupt the 3rd Romanian Army, and Kumrat, from where we will link up with the 2nd Ukrainian Front coming from the west. Our primary thrust should come from the 37th Army, whose valuable bridgehead over the Dniester River serves as the perfect springboard for our offensive. Although substantially weaker, the 46th Army's right wing might be able to support the assault. Furthermore, the naval group Bakhtin, a combined 46th Army and Black Sea Fleet Force, is ready to storm the Dniester estuary with an amphibious assault. waiting in reserve are the 7th Mechanized and the 4th Guards Mechanized Corps, which should exploit any breakthrough. Good luck, General.
And here we are in the campaign. So, as you can see, things are looking a little bit different. They've taken away one part of the UI and replaced it with the strength of the unit in phase A, B, and C now. You can still see it in this regard. But I'm probably just going to keep it like this, so it's relatively simple, and I'll just judge the strength of the units myself by clicking on them before I go into any battles. Probably what we're going to do. So the other thing to bear in mind is that now we can bring 5 units into a battle. So instead of just 3, if we find something I can attack, we can now bring in 5. And that means that instead of there being a maximum of 60 points at the start of the battle, it can actually be a 100. So the difference between like being outnumbered is much larger now. Especially in a situation where I choose not to reinforce and then the AI maybe attacks with 5 units, I'm going to have 20 points, they're going to have 100 points, and that's going to be over very, very quickly. So we're going to have to actually be very careful in our planning. Probably more so than I have been before, but I'm probably going to start over here on the right hand side with the naval units. We do have the 133rd Infantry Battalion here that is dug in, but we have the 83rd Naval Infantry Brigade, which is pretty strong, has lots of elite infantry as well as plenty of AT guns. And then we've also got the artillery that can back us up here. They're not going to be able to bring in any aircraft, but they will be able to bring in 4 other units behind them if they want to. So we will have 40 points. They will potentially have 80 points. Now I look at that, might be worth bringing in some aircraft just to make sure that things go a bit more smoothly, because we'll have our second unit here coming in phase B. Let's just see what aircraft we actually have. So we do have the 5th Naval Bomber Regiment. We would be able to get away with using these quite well because we don't have any AA to worry about and no fighters to worry about since we have our own AA net up. So the bombers could work out quite well, and honestly dropping 1,000 kilogram bombs could be quite fun. There's also the 62nd Naval Fighter Regiment, which might make more historical sense in terms of giving fire support to those guys. Then there's also the PE2s. I think having like bombers and fighters to back us up in certain battles is going to be super important. So I've got to make sure that I choose the right ones. I think I'd basically just need to find ones that are good at killing bunkers for the most part. The fighter regiment, probably not a good idea. These would be okay at killing bunkers, but the 500 kilogram bombs sometimes miss the mark. So it might just be better to use the Bostons. I think the Bostons would probably be better. So we'll bring in the Naval Bomber Regiment to back up that attack. Alright, let's do it. We'll bring in those 3 and then the Bomber Regiment. That's going to be 4. So it'll probably be a 4 vs 4 plus whatever comes in. Maybe they'll bring it in phase C. Alright, so they're going to try and use the 8th Close Support Group, which is going to use, which has the Ju-88s and the HS-129s. They got shot down. We did lose one of our 85s. But we've stopped that aircraft coming in, so it's going to be a 4v4 by the looks of things. Just need to switch these over to player command. And we'll jump on in. So yeah, we should have 60 points at the start. The AI will have 60 as well. And they've got the 123rd arriving in phase C. We've got the 255th Naval Infantry Brigade arriving in phase B. All manual deploy, of course. I've added the auto deploy option back into the game because it makes that window pop up at the start. It's a lot easier to get an idea of what's coming in where, as opposed to just kind of hovering over on the right and guessing, especially if I don't see it properly before we jump in. So I've kind of just got to spread out a bit, really, and find their bunkers, and then I can bomb them. I think that's probably what we're going to do. So I'll probably use these Moskaya, because the Moskaya, the nice thing about them is they have smoke. So if they get shot, they can basically hide again very quickly. I'm probably just going to deploy on foot for the most part. Now there isn't the bug anymore whereby if you deploy your units without transports, you don't lose them. There's no benefit to me doing this other than not wanting to be pretty much transport sniped. So we're just going to move these up. Any unit we lose in the battle, we lose on the campaign now. Just to make that clear. Alright, so we do have to be a bit more careful. I would like some recon. Some like Moskaya, Razvedka would be pretty good to hang around with some of these units, especially in the hills and on the left hand side here. Alright, we're going to actually launch the battle, I think, and we'll see what's up. I do have some recon bombers, so we can use those, just like recon Bostons, I guess, recon bombers. And I can bring in all of these actually, and we can bomb that. And we're going to bomb that. I'm just going to go check that's been destroyed. I'm not sure if it will destroy the bunker. I guess we'll see. The other thing I can definitely do is bring in my artillery early on, probably. There's a 75mm bunker on that left side. It looks like this might have got destroyed. It's hard to tell. Like, unless we fly right over the top. Yeah, it must have been destroyed. Okay. I'm going to start bringing in some more troops there. There's another bunker on that side. They do have a few of these Hotchkiss. Okay, there's a couple of what looks like 20 mils as well. They shouldn't be able to do too much. Okay, let's have those stop, because the Moskaya can definitely take them on. That right hand side is actually going to be pretty difficult for me to deal with. Get these back into cover. We'll start piling in some more units. I'm going to get some Maxims and stuff to help us with the ranged engagement. Tempted to use the 50mm mortars as well. Nice thing about the Soviet 50mm is they do have 800 meter range. So they're definitely more worth using than other units on the Axis side, for example. Ooh, there's Vinatore. They hurt. At close range we might be okay, but at long range, no. Got to be careful of the Kalarashi as well. I should probably just bomb Kalarashi squads. We're going to drop the 1,000 kilogram bomb on these guys. Boom. Goodbye. Alright, that's good. Good start. I'm gonna bring in my big guns. There's only some of them. We lost a Muskaya on the right. That's not good. Getting past these like Uchkis there gonna be quite awkward. Also, this big artillery that's coming in might make me kind of not want to use my artillery, because it will get counter batteried almost immediately. That is some big artillery as well. Okay, we are getting there slowly. Do have plenty more bombers if I need them. We're gonna definitely bring in some more stuff on the right hand side. If I can bring in like more of these Muskaya that have like machine guns, probably be a best idea. Because at this range, the Muskaya Kohatsu are pretty good, but the ones with like the DPs are generally better. Like obviously at range because they have machine guns. We'll unload them. I think the biggest problem is probably going to be the fact that there's a 20mm on this side. That's what's stopping my Skya. Vunatari Dakare do have HE, so gotta be a bit careful. I'm looking for the artillery right now. Ooh, those guys are getting wrecked. They're still being artied back here. This is incredible. Okay, let's keep bringing in more and more stuff. We can definitely push quite hard now. Gotta be still careful about bumping into their AT bunkers. Alright, these are gonna have to fall back. I might just bomb the ZB there. And we're going to have to get back up on that hill. I'm going to unload these early. That pack 50 is going to be annoying. Moskaya gone down. And those Maxims are in trouble. They're all in the trench there, so not making it easy for me. Right, into phase B. That gave us a lot of points. Just going to use it to buy the rest of my bombers, I think. Because we have the infantry to push forwards, we just need to kind of like clear the way. That artillery is really obnoxious as well, so I should probably try and take care of some of that. Okay, let's keep these pushing forwards. Go ahead and bomb these. Get rid of all of this annoying artillery. Oops. That one died in its transport. That's not good. I do have another recon Boston we can use to find these artillery pieces. I'll go ahead and do that. We're going to have to just run that down with the Moskaya. Same deal on the left there, I think. Grab a couple of those to blow up that bunker. A couple of these to blow up that bunker. A couple of those to blow up that bunker. Get rid of the Shvaloza. Good. Alright, let's bring in some more Maxims on this side. Curious how much damage these do. Like, if they can one pass a 150, I can probably get more kills with them. I guess if I just keep it shown, I can probably just strafe them as well. Quite a lot still in my way though. Let's bring in more of these Moskaya. Maxim is just straight up getting popped. I think without the aircraft we would have been actually pretty screwed in this battle. I am maybe relying a bit too heavily on my bombers though. And that one still didn't die. The invulnerable 150s. There's a lot of mortars moving forwards as well. That's going to be fun to deal with. Right, let's get one of these to keep moving forwards. These need to start moving forwards as well. Gonna make sure these IL-2s just strafe these to death now. Get loads more infantry in. Probably only going to get a minor victory because as soon as we go like major victory, the game will just end. This has been like a crazy start. Let's make sure we're using the bombers again. Definitely don't want to be running into bunkers. Okay, good, that bunker's gone. Keep the push going on that right hand side. Get into the town over here. Keep it all pushing forwards. I should probably move back any low health squads. If I can. Still making ground though. 15 to 11. Looks like the right hand side's become a bit of a pain. Oops. Just trying to get next to this bunker to surrender it. And do I have any other units I can use? I can use these probably to direct fire artillery pieces that I can see. Just so that they aren't direct firing me like that. Just pin them down. I need to have eyes on them though to do that. Absolute human wave tactics going on right now. Good old AT rockets being used as anti-infantry, you gotta love it. It will push them out of the trenches at least. So that's something. Let's get my last Boston over here. Keep these all moving forwards. We've done a lot of damage. We're getting sniped to death on the left hand side. Hit the Kalarache, we'll hit the Reshitsa. Hit the Lunatist. Like, we're in phase C, so they got a lot of troops now. This is actually just mental though. Look how much stuff there is on the field of battle right now. Okay, we'll rocket that 150. Perfect bombing strike on that side. Right, any Bostons need to leave. All these can just strafe different targets here. I think they're all running out of... Oh, look at all the bombers. This is just crazy. Like, having to micromanage this shit. It just got to the point where I'm just fast moving a load of Moskaya right into their face. This is nuts. Alright, well, we got a minor victory. I was trying to push to get some extra flags for a major, but 24 minutes, 38 seconds. I think that sets the tone for what the rest of this campaign is going to be like, to be honest. You know, I was really excited when they added the extra units available to the battles, so like having 5 units, and that was like only 4 on each side, right? So it can get more crazy than that. Arcady was okay. I think maybe I could have got a major victory if I didn't rely so much on the bombers early on. We lost quite a lot of these Moskaya. That wasn't fantastic, but we definitely crushed that defense. We lost 26 Moskaya. I don't really mind these because we have so many of them. These kind of suck though because, like, well, these losing them sucks because they are decent at range. We got plenty of Maxims, so I don't really mind about that. Maybe could have used... I didn't really want to use artillery because they're the 150s. I guess after I took out a lot of the 150s with the bombers, we could have started using my artillery, but yeah, I wasn't too sure about that. Especially since I already had to micro all the bombers. I don't think it would have really been that helpful. I guess maybe the other thing is like mortars with fire at will, but again, counter battery. There was like so many mortars on the field, I just feel like any artillery I brought in would have died. So yeah, I think we did well in the end anyway. Took out quite a lot of their support weapons as well. Let's push them back. Done some decent damage there. We didn't actually take the ground, oddly enough. So yeah, that's kind of weird. I guess because it's a minor victory, although look at this 133rd Infantry Battalion. It is absolutely ruined. Absolutely ruined. Same with this artillery, they're all gone. Just this artillery unit. Like, all of those can't attack me this turn anyway, so should be just fine. Alright, we are going to want to move up into the face of some of these units, particularly the one at the front here. I'm going to move that up. I think if these are on the road, they can probably help out. We do have to be a bit careful. And maybe I could bombard this turn. No, never mind. I'll move the artillery as far up as we can then. And we'll have to get the AA in here. Because technically they could counterattack us already. And I'd only be able to bring in the Guards Mortar Regiment, and then we'd have to bring in like aircraft to make up for the difference. Okay, so from right to left, just checking that we've done everything. So this artillery can probably try and move up a little bit more. My AA is fine where it is still. I will probably get these fortified fronts to move across once we take the objective. We'll just have to make another attack next turn, I reckon. Probably onto the 123rd. All of those are so depleted. I will bring these over as well to speed up the movement a little bit. This AA doesn't need to be there, we'll just continue to move it over. These guns, we'll have one move this way, and then these two can move this way. They are pretty long range, but they're not going to be that helpful unless I actually get them across the crossing. Bring all of these round. We can't attack across here, can we? No. Okay. So all of those are moved. We're probably going to want to make an attack across the bridge here. This is going to be actually a crazy fight. Guess we're going to go for the one in the middle. Depends. Yeah, we can only attack the one in the middle, so it would have to be the one in the middle. We have the 10th Guards and the 103rd Guards ready to go. There's also some artillery that I could use to just like maybe counter battery their artillery. We don't have to micro it in the battle, we can just like remove that from being a thing. And I could maybe take out the Fusiliers over here. I might use this gun brigade on the far right to hit their artillery. And then we can use this one to hit the Fusiliers. Okay, it's not in range. So we use this one to hit the Fusiliers. Okay, so that should mean that we have an opportunity to get across this bridge. Yeah, we're going to definitely have the advantage in Phase A. We're still going to be up against bunkers, so it's going to be difficult. But we'll make sure we play out that attack at some point. There is so much stuff in this campaign. It's actually kind of ridiculous. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. We will just quickly take a look through what's available before I finish off today. So, as a recon group, this actually is not too bad, although actually saying that, that is a lot of recon PE2s and PE3s. Wow. We can get fighter regiments, a lot of fighter regiments, those are LA5s. These are lags. Assault regiments, that's a lot of IL2s. And the mixed air group is good old Tamans, love it. Maybe we'll try and get those into the battle. Moving over to the 4th Guards mech. 36th Guards is T-34-85s. Tank regiment, it's all fine. Lots of T-34s and stuff from these 4th Guards mech, and the 7th mech I assume is going to be very similar. Yeah, lots of tanks and interesting light vehicles in there, a few T-60s and stuff. Su-122s, Su-152s. Looks like we've got pretty much everything. This is just a standard rifle regiments. With the leaders, then we've got the naval group Bachtin. They do get some armoured vehicles, like these T-34 76 Radvedkas would be quite nice to have on that right hand side. And then the Ukraine front has reserve AA, reserve howitzers, and reserve AA. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll go through like obviously the rest of the units as we kind of continue the rest of this turn. So in the next episode we'll probably play out this big battle to push across this bridge, and then we'll maybe look for more attacks elsewhere, maybe an attack on this side over here. But we will see. Apologies for kind of cutting it a bit early. I like to make the first episodes a bit longer sometimes, but I'm just trying to like preserve my voice so I can get more content for you guys out. But that is it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Really nice introduction to the Tiraspol campaign here. I really enjoyed that battle. It was a shame we didn't get a major victory. We probably could have taken the flag off them straight away. But we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.